My name is Myresha Hinton, and I will be talking about looking at understanding the barriers to mental health for African Americans. So, a brief background: African Americans make up around 13.4% of the US population, which is around 7 million people. And of those 7 million people, only 16% of the population reported having a mental illness within the last year. A lot of research has looked into this, and they show that African Americans are less likely to reach out for mental health treatment. And studies have shown that this population is also more at risk for mental illnesses. So, understanding this, we want to know, why is this important? Like, what is the purpose of all this? So, in that, we want to ensure the safety and well-being for undeserved populations through the work that we do. So, the first step is to educate ourselves on the why. Why is this happening? Why is they're more at risk for mental illnesses? Why are they not reaching out for treatment? So, in the research that I found, I looked at the barriers to that. So, what were the barriers? A lot of those barriers include historical context, socioeconomic status, religion, social discrimination, family, and provider bias. And through all those articles, the single most prohibitive barrier was the stigma associated with seeking treatment. So, what does seeking treatment mean? That stigma around what that means was the biggest. So in that, we look at culturally competent interventions. So what is that, right? So these are interventions that are created for individuals of different ethnicities, cultures, and races and backgrounds. So what that means is that we, as psychologists, we use these interventions that are appropriate for our client and their in respect to their ethnicity and their culture. So I researched a lot of these and researched the effectiveness of these culturally competent interventions, and very, very little of those were out there. But the ones that I did find for this sake of this presentation was shown that using these culturally competent interventions showed better outcomes in treatment, increasing attendance and willingness to participate, which says a lot, right? So, and all that means is that more research is really needed to develop these programs, to reduce the stigma and to develop treatments that are effective for African Americans. And I hope that in my work as being a training psychologist in the clinical psychology program here at EKU, that I'll be able to help decrease that stigma and use these culturally competent interventions with any and everyone. Thank you.